Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Yeah, as always, guys, please check in daily, all three channels. Make sure you subscribe with a little bell clicked. Evolutionary, EEARTS, and Heart's Ohm. Heart's Ohm is going to not have anything that's going to shock your system. Like is happening on a regular basis, it seems. Every time we pick up our phone, somebody's sending us a text saying, "Did you see what just happened?"
I know. It's a little bit constant. And I think this is a time where we need to recognize, yes, we do need to know what's going on out there, but we have to turn around at the same time and do something good for our soul at the end of the day, because that's what's going to help keep us up and out of this mess.
You know, last night Cindy was getting in meditation the sign, a symbol of a snake. And we were taking it to be some sort of strike, like some sort of toxic thing, obviously. You know, there's been a lot of toxins in this world. And she was seeing a cobra, and you were seeing a diamondback rattler. I remember you saying that vision kept popping in your head. Could have nothing to do with this at all, but 1 dead, 3 injured, following an undisclosed hazmat situation. This is in Manhattan, New York City. Investigation underway. And so we don't really know too much at the moment. As this is Raw's alert, saying a deadly incident has occurred Midtown East Manhattan involving hazardous material that has yet to be identified. 1 person died, 4 others injured, including 2 New York Police Department officers and an emergency responder. This sounds like this is some potent stuff. Hazmat experts and firefighters are on site, and you know it's in a vehicle, as you can see here. They blocked the area off from the public. When it rains, it pours. And again, we were talking about all those sleepy cellular units that have been fully activated. Think about what we've seen in New York. I mean, we were covering the Bronx and that, big fire going on there. And we just had a fire over there of a lumber mill about a week earlier. Now you have this hazmat situation. We have a plane crash, a small plane crash reported in Long Island, multiple injuries, as we can see here. There was a plane crash with the plane on fire, 3 on board, 2 removed with 1 DOA. Major burns on victims, medical helicopter on scene for transport. What can you say? It just feels like there's sabotage going on everywhere, just to put it bluntly. Southwest plane fills with smoke after taking off from Havana, Cuba, forcing it to make an emergency landing. Whew, man, that must have been terrifying for those poor people here. As you see, Southwest Airlines 737 MAX makes emergency return landing Havana Jose Marti Airport in Cuba, following an engine problem. Maybe it's just simple mechanical, malfunction. Could happen. Or maybe it's just another thing like what we've been seeing so regularly. And, I've seen as many as 1,200 rescues have been made in the Sierra Nevadas. The snow is just piling up. Over 30 inches in Donner Pass. In just the last 24 hours. Wow. Let it snow. Man, talk about a winter wonderland. This is all going to melt at some time. Boy, it's going to be soggy, wet, and probably very dangerous. Absolute madness in Tahoe right now. That does look pretty chaotic.
I know. We're looking at all these things, one after the next. And I told Mike, I said, boy, this is like death by 1,000 cuts, is it not? There is so many things going on, and it's really quite brutal. And going back to that vision of the snake, like the visions, there's always more than just, there's like information that comes with them. And in the vision, before the snake had already struck once, and in the vision it was had already struck. It just struck. And I hope I'm explaining that correctly. It's like we know it hit once and then it hit again. And it's like I saw it in that position with teeth out, like right after it strikes. So I don't know what's going on, but we saw that Manhattan thing and that seemed pretty creepy.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, many people understand a different aspect of snakes and the plague upon the land. And so I think a lot of people have been waiting for the next shoe to drop. We talked about the, let's see if we could spell this differently. Well, you know, who's on first, right? We talked about that, and we talked about that having power over this country. And so, you know, when you see something happen, something gets put into law, and then what happens? It doesn't take long before there's something relating to what was put into law that comes out. This is what we've always seen. You know, we saw that a certain event that had 3 numbers after it. And then 2 months later, what that event was, you know, gaming, so to speak, happened globally 2 months later. Yeah, you know, again, now all of a sudden, again, power is given to a certain authority that would take power away from the individual country. Yeah, I would expect there to be something else that's going to happen, wouldn't you? This little guy, oh no, he had a horrible accident. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor baby. Oh my God. Well, you know, a lot of times you might say people overreact to things. I don't think there's any overreaction going on right now, guys. You know, this is obviously something that's escalated to a very, very high point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we just got to hold on and keep ourselves stable.
Yes, stable and as prepared as possible. And that also most definitely includes spiritually. So I hope you guys will join us over on Heart's Home and check it out. Again, that's only going to be high vibes. And EEARTS and Evolutionary primarily will be covering the news, but we'll also cover earth changes and the like on EEARTS and the pure spiritual over on Heart's Home. Oh, there's so much going on. You know, again, double check your lists. Make sure that you are stocked up as well as you can be. I understand completely. You know, when there's a budget or if you're on a fixed income, you're counting on Social Security, you're living off of disability. Again, just analyze and say, where can I make things go, you know, a little bit more wisely? Is there any waste? Well, you know, how much nutritional bang for the buck am I getting? You know, look seriously because, you know, these times are something a little bit different than typical.
Most definitely.
As always, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.